Hi everybody, this is Mike Prendergast, the host of Wealth Matters for Physicians by Altfest Personal Wealth Management. In today's video, I'll be asking Christian DiRusso, Financial Planning Specialist at Altfest, Certified Financial Planner and CPA, two questions we've received about paying for your children's higher educational costs. Altfest has been helping physicians for nearly 40 years achieve financial independence by optimizing all areas of their investments and personal finances. We do this in a fully objective, fee-transparent manner, while as a legal fiduciary, always putting our physicians' best interests first. Our first question is, what if we fund a 529 plan to pay for our daughter's college education, and then she gets a scholarship? What are our options?
So there are a few options. The first being, you could actually use some of those funds for yourself. So if you're in a field that requires continuing professional education, you can use 529 assets to pay for that kind of cost on your own and keep the 529 plan in your own name. You also have the option of transferring the beneficiary of the 529 plan to, let's say, any of your other children, and help fund some additional education expenses for them. You could also leave the funds in the 529 account and let them continue to grow tax-free and fund maybe graduate school for your child or even the education of your unborn grandchild, and then switch the beneficiary to your grandchild's name once they're born. And lastly, they are allowed to withdraw the amount up to the amount that they received a scholarship for with no penalty whatsoever. The only tax that you'll have to pay is on any gains that you've received from those kind of investments that you've got over the years.
Our second question today is, my parents have told me and my wife that they would like to help pay for our daughter's college education. We appreciate their intentions, but this seems still kind of vague and up in the air. Are there certain things that we should do to try to help make that good intention become a reality?
So the first thing that we'd recommend is really having a conversation around what level of contribution they'd like to make towards the child expenses. First, getting an understanding for this is very important, so you know what you have to plan for on your own and on your end. But once you have a good idea for that, then they can go ahead and get started with some actionable items. For example, they can set up recurring contributions to a 529 plan, a certain amount per month or a certain amount per year that will go directly into your child's 529 plan and help fund their education. It'll also take some of those assets out of their estate, which is an added benefit. They can also, for estate planning purposes, look ahead and allocate expenses from their will to the child's education expenses, or even create a trust with this specific intent in mind. That way the child doesn't get a lump sum of money that they can kind of choose to spend on whatever they like. It's kind of earmarked specifically for education. And another strategy that I've seen is the grandparents making the grandchild the beneficiary of their Roth IRA. So if the grandparent unfortunately isn't around when their child hits college age, the grandchildren would still be able to withdraw IRA assets before age 59 and a half to use for their educational expenses. And it's important to note that as long as these expenses are paid directly out to the educational institution, they shouldn't incur any generation skipping transfer tax or anything along those lines.
Well, thank you very much, Christian, for answering today's submitted questions. If you have a question you'd like us to potentially answer in a future video, please submit it in the comments section below. If you are a physician who would like to speak to us about your own personal financial situation via a complimentary, no obligation consultation, please contact my colleague, Jesse Freeling, at Altfest at 212-796-8732, or by emailing Jesse at his email address, which is also in the description of today's video below. Lastly, to receive notifications when we release future videos on financial planning insights for physicians, please remember to subscribe in our channel and to hit the bell button. Well, that's all for today, physicians. I look forward to being with you again in our next video. And until then, be well and remember to keep on optimizing your finances, or let us help if you'd like.